What it do? It's your boy Maxie, aka Young Tone of Money. Still got the whole city speaking road band lingo. Shout out to Hang Time the Podcast. Tune in.
This week, this month, we got a special guest, someone special here in the city, Maxie, Young Tone, father, husband, creator, designer, business owner,
Mr.
just to name a few things. Welcome to the podcast.
My brother.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. Shout out to my boys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Oh,
Big
yeah, no
Tone,
doubt.
my man, I appreciate you coming. It's been a long time waiting for this, and it's really, honestly, I mean, as a young entrepreneur, it's my pleasure to have you, man. I mean, I've seen you grow, I've seen you mature, and let's get to it, Mike. So, I mean, first and foremost, obviously, Maxie 317 is your IG, right?
It is.
All right, so it's MAXIE 317.
Yeah, a lot of people mix it up, but that's it right there.
There you go.
That's it right there.
So Maxie 317, Young Tone, Nap or Nothing. Get at me, man. What's the, you know, if you want to, what's your real name?
Antonio Maxie. Maxie is my last name. I used to go by Young Tone. People call me Tone.
I call you Young Tone.
Yes, and I still call myself Young Tone. You know what I mean? So, but Maxie is my last name. It was a little more authentic, and it was another guy going by Young Tone at the time that was going hard. So I just want to.
No confusion, no nothing.
Confusions.
You just wanted to create that separation.
Maxie, and people in high school call me Maxie anyway.
Okay.
So it really wasn't a hard transition.
So what do
you prefer, Maxie or Young Tone?
Either one. Because when people call me Young Tone, I know where they know me from.
I guess.
And then when people call me, it's like, you know, when certain people call you certain names, you could just turn like,
right,
okay. And you know when certain people ain't supposed to call you by certain names too.
It.
Like, hold on, you feel me? But yeah.
All right. So look, we got, obviously, you got your plate full, which is, honestly, I'm impressed. I love what you stand for.
Learn from the best, right,
brother. I mean, you know, so we're gonna get into that, right? So, Mike, you wanna start? You want me to start?
I'll start. Just like you were saying, you know, where people know you from, like what side of town you from, where you go to school at, and yeah, we can just start there.
Right. And as Mike is getting into this, people know you from IG, from social media, from the concerts. They don't know who Mr. Maxie is, right?
All right.
So, as Mike said, break it down to them.
Okay, Antonio Maxie, born on the east side of Indianapolis. Me and my little brother, Lil Maxie. It was just me, him, and my mom. Went from Kinnear to Parkwood to Sutton Place to out north. Okay. Jumped off the porch out north. That was more like from middle school to my high school days. So I'm an uptown rapper, but it's nap or nothing. You know what I mean? Graduated from North Central in 06. I started rapping like in 04. I picked that up like over the summer in this program called Upward Bound in Bloomington. Shout out to Mitch. And yeah, I've been rapping ever since. And I always had a passion for art, so I took every art class in high school, from 2D art to 3D art to sculpture to
so you learn
computer
a little bit about
graphics.
everything.
I'm an artist, for sure, all around the board.
That's
I like
hard.
it, you know what I mean?
So before we get into the entrepreneurship and the arts, you give me a breakdown about your kids. How many kids do you have?
I got two boys, August James. He's 1.5, and then Big AJ. He's 9. That's my boy.
So you got two boys, and AJ obviously is a football player.
Football player. Yeah. Right now we playing with the Indy Lions, but in the fall we play with the Brownsburg Bulldogs, and you know we love it. I'm excited for him. Shout out to my sons.
So you live out west?
Yeah, I'm out west with it.
Okay,
right now.
So that's why it's nap or nothing, because it's
man.
You
And shout out to
respected
the
and
west
people
side,
know you
man.
everywhere, right?
West side pays the bills.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
so shout out to the west side.
That's where the store at, Lafayette Square.
Yes.
So tell us about Nap or Nothing. I mean, to me, that's a dope name. Obviously, it's not just a name; it's how you carry the name.
Yep.
And it's attached to you, right? To me personally, makes a big difference. I mean, anybody can walk around with Nap or Nothing, right? but you've created this brand, you've created this buzz, you've created this hype. Talk to me. What's Nap or Nothing, man?
Nap or Nothing. Nap or Nothing is almost self-explanatory. It's like we proud of where we from. You know, we rep in the backyard, and like I came up with the concept just from watching that Detroit versus everybody movement, and like it just motivated me. You know what I'm saying? We always had culture here. You know what I mean? From like the underground local music to people wearing Stephanie's to the music that we listen to here. You know, y'all been selling mixtapes here for years. To like we have our own culture here. So like
I can vouch for that. It's different.
I'm an artist too, so I like was just jotting down different phrases and stuff that made sense to like representing Indianapolis, and there was one that stuck probably the most. You feel me? Okay. So my clothing line is called Poverty Sucks, but Nap or Nothing was just something I came up with. You know what I mean? And it just kept growing and just growing. You know what
and do you think that's because it's a lack of that here in the city, like people actually like having things to where people can be proud of it? Do you think that's what made people gravitate towards it?
I think people gravitate, that might be one reason, you feel me? Because it's a lot of different brands, but it's not this as cultural. Like,
and just for the audience, FYI, I've been telling my man Maxie for years, him and Slumhouse, to do a collab together. So they dropped the ball. It's their fault, not my fault. So that's just how much faith I got.
ComingSoon.com.
Yeah. It is what it is. So look, now let me ask you about the legal aspect of Nap or Nothing, right? Obviously, you're embedded and you're deep, and you've started a trend with Nap or Nothing. Can that be trademarked? Can you take off with it? Can you go further with it?
Yes. It is. It's already trademarked.
It's already trademarked.
Yes. And like,
so let these people know, where's your store? Okay,
I'm located inside the Lafayette Square Mall, 3919 Lafayette Road. Next door, Foot Action across from Jimmy Jazz. I've been there for the last 6 years. It's been growing. We started off small. I started off out the trunk with a box. Everybody who's been, I got people who's been supporting since then, you know what I'm saying? So people remember the box. They remember the book bag with merch in the book bag, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's just organic and people been supporting. So like, this is the biggest the brand has ever been, you know what I'm saying? And last year, I felt like it was the biggest the brand had ever been. And the year before that, I felt like that was the biggest. So it's like,
it's always taking a step in the right direction.
Shout out to the city. Shout out to Naptown. Like, for real. Like, they do support. Like, I know people always say Naptown don't support, but I couldn't do what I do if they didn't support. For real. The city do support.
Yeah, I think that's a false narrative across a lot of places. I think when you're doing dope shit, people support it. If you're doing something and it feel forced, or you're doing it halfway,
and he's consistent.
It's different. I mean, you're doing something that people can see, they can respect, and they respect the grind and the hustle behind it too. So
consistency. I think people respect consistency because like, I've been a grinder since I started doing music. You feel me? Like, I just switched the grind a little bit because like, I can make money immediately. I can make thousands of dollars on this weekend. Like, I can make thousands of dollars doing music on the weekends, but I can't just be in Indianapolis. I got to move around and rotate, and that's coming soon. But because I can now fund the things I want to do musically, from the clothes.
How that make you feel? I mean,
good,
you know, coming from, like you say, out the trunk to now you can use one thing to fund another.
Yeah. Look, dope. I mean, when they walk into our store and they got Nap or Nothing or Slumhouse, or I mean, to me, I'm proud. I seen that. You know, I seen the growth of it. And look, I mean, I'm on the West Coast, and you know, I see my youngsters just showing up at these trade shows, sourcing and getting sourcing. I mean, so you got to respect that. I mean, what they
that was tight. That was dope bumping into you there. And it was just like, we didn't call each other like, hey, I'm in Vegas or nothing. Right. I'm doing my business, he doing his business, and I just see big bro. It was dope.
But I've always opened my arms to you, and I always will. And I don't think that's, you know, what you got going on is very dope. I mean, I truly, dearly respect you. And even before you did that, I mean, you've always been a class act. And
even when I was dropping off the mixtapes, you always showed mad love. Like,
no, I appreciate that. But you've always been loved by the city. And I said, you know what? We got to get my man Maxie on here, man. So, obviously, Nap or Nothing. You promised me a collab for 2 years now. It failed. Damn. But hopefully we could do something, right?
Yes.
So let's talk on something bigger than that I think we could talk about it, and I think it needs to be more. I think Mike could help me answer that. But 317 Day.
Okay.
That's something that we haven't touched yet.
317 Day. So 317 Day came about. I was hanging out in St. Louis with Ladina, the owner of the League magazine, and just so happened it was 314 Day out there. I think that might be the area code. And
that's St. Louis area code.
Yes, and I didn't know nothing about it, so I'm listening to the radio, and they just celebrating the whole day, going crazy. They playing nothing but St. Louis artists, locals the whole day. It's 314 Day. We turned up in the city. I'm blown away. I'm floored. I'm like, what? We need this. Oh my God, we got to do something like this in the city. Like that would be like, great. And then you got to think at that time, like Ladina is like she's really embedded into the culture from all the Music Mondays to taking all the artists out of town and things of that nature. So like it was like perfect time. I'm hearing it with her, and we just came back to the city and just implemented some ideas.
So how long have you had 317 Day? How long has it been in the works, or how long has it been celebrated?
We've been celebrating it more on a bigger scale now, like where we doing like hashtag 317 Day. People doing coupons at different small businesses where you can get certain amount off on 317 Day and things of that nature. But we've been repping 317 Day for years.
So now we're in March, we're in April going into May, right?
Yep.
So we got a whole year to plan 317 of next year, right?
Yep.
So could we say we could drop our first collab on 317?
I would love to do that.
And guess what? All the profits or the proceeds, I'm willing to donate.
Yes, I like that. I love it. Y'all hear that right now. 317 Day upcoming.
And we can screen print with your company.
Yep, we gonna do that all around the board.
I mean, bro,
sure.
I don't see why we shouldn't clap hands, right? Look, usually it's funny because a lot of people want to clap hands that are not from Indianapolis, right? Yeah. I mean, here I am trying to clap hands with you.
You know what? It ain't even that, bro. It's like just when you reaching out saying you want to do a collab with me, bro, the expectations, like, man, I've shopped here so long, bro, like way before I had my own.
But it just shows you.
Look, though, this is my going into it, like, bro, like, I fuck with you, and, like, Hang Time is such a big brand, so, all right, boom, I'm going to collab with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to be perfect. So that's what the holdup is being. And then, boom, you came with your Hang Time T-shirts and things of that nature, so it made it even more difficult for me to come up with some ideas. But 317 Day, make sure y'all look forward to this greatness. We finna come on,
do it. But I think you made a good point. Or I want to turn it into a question, but I think that a lot of creatives in the city who are able to do things like on a higher scale is because they do travel and they do go see other things. So you being in St. Louis helped you just see something to come up with 317 Day. But talk about how just traveling in general, whether that be Vegas or wherever you might have went in the last couple years, and how that's helped you grow in your trajectory.
This is a consumer's market, so it's like, boom, you get to travel and go to all these other places and see how people busting these moves in their city, how things is moving over here, and you like, wow, I wonder could that work in Indianapolis? I wonder if I had the finances to make this happen, if I bring this idea alive, could it thrive? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, of course, something you gotta use your filters, and then whatever's still left on the top, it might be good, you feel me? Because everything ain't gonna work. But bro, I get motivated. I always get motivated. I always come home motivated when I go out of town. You feel me? So it's like I just turn that motivation into momentum. You feel me? And then see where it goes. Right. You feel me?
So I'm not gonna put you on the spot, right? Because I'm not gonna ask you no stupid question, but I'm gonna reverse it in a different way. Who would you like to see on a podcast as a local artist? Whose interview would you like to hear? Instead of me asking you who's your favorite artist, right? Who would you like to kind of hear to be on this podcast locally?
I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you a OG, and I'm gonna give you a youngster.
Let's go.
That I think is interesting.
I think the OG I know you're gonna say, but go ahead.
G Fresh is an interesting guy. Listen, man, cause like where we at with it, it's about business. You know what I'm saying? Being business minded. Because if you get business minded, you can thrive in almost anything you do. You know what I'm saying? It's just about how you look at things.
Mad respect to G Fresh. I have a lot of respect for him.
Straight up, that's my guy. I think he will be good. And then if people have a lot of questions for him, man. He's just an interesting bring to pick. Every time I'm with him, I always leave with something. You feel me? So that's an OG, and then somebody fun, somebody young, interested. I'm gonna give you two. I'm probably Fatty and Sticks. You know what I mean? They popping right now. They buzzing. They music is fire. You know what I mean? And they interesting. And then probably Point Dexter. He's still interesting. They are all around the same age, and they make different type of music, but they all hard. You know.
There you go. I mean, that's coming from Tone, so I mean that means a lot. And I didn't want to put you on the spot, but you answered in a different way.
But I rock with everybody, so even though I ain't say y'all,
right, you got it. Exactly.
That's why I didn't want to get into that, right? I mean, because I know how I get it, but I know how this could lead to that. Hey, look, I mean, everybody has an opinion, right? Especially when it comes to music and artists and whatnot. Tone, personally, I don't think he's ever been biased. I think he's, you know, if you're from Indiana, period, I think he has a lot of love for you.
And Tony Cleveland popping too, so he'd be pretty interesting too. But them first ones that I named, though, out the gate.
All right, let's get into our collabs a bit, right?
Yes.
The jackets. Obviously, you're a brand ambassador for us sometimes.
That was fire.
We did two with you.
Yep.
We did the OG yellow, the basic, the team colorway, and we did the IU jacket.
Fire.
So if you were to sum up hang time before we get into this collab, how would you sum that up? You as Young Tone, as Maxie, as my brother.
Hang time is the standard. You know what I mean? When you think about getting fresh, you think about hang time first. Or if it ain't first, I promise it's in your top three. You know what I mean? Just because, like, they didn't set that standard since I was in high school. You know what I mean? And they still doing that. From sneakers to gear, and then I'm talking about for real. They always put you up on new brands. I still remember when they put Artful Dodger in here. It was just crazy. Like, I remember different waves of clothes. Like none of those clothes are still here. He got all different brands in here. So when you think at hang time, you think of the standard. You know what I mean? Out the gate.
My brother, I appreciate that. So what about these collabs we did? You got. Obviously, again, you were a brand ambassador for both jackets.
Yep.
What's your thoughts on those jackets?
Those jackets was fire. The collab with the starter on it, it was good just to see some fresh starters back out here. You know what I mean? Then boom, you open the jacket up, and then you seen how exclusive it was. It had the hang time tag, and then you had the other joints in there. Like, it was just a dope ass jacket. You know what I mean? And then come on. I'm napper nothing. I'm proud to be where I'm from. So boom, I got to throw them on, and I was one of the first ones. You know what I mean? It was crazy. Those jackets is fire. And then it was crazy. I even seen some people out of town with them on, and it was like you instantly. You know, that's the crib.
Exactly.
Like, hey, them jackets ain't out everywhere. You from the crib. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So that's another thing. Like, that's hard.
So I'm gonna publicly say this, and hopefully people are watching. I had this idea years ago with some of the OG guys that kind of moved on and either, you know, just moved on in general in the rap game. So Tone, my whole thing was, and as obviously you got that 317 lock, and why don't we do a Naptown Cypher? Right? In the middle of the store, right?
Right behind here. In the showroom,
right?
Yeah.
Yo, let's get these young bucks, let's get these new cats, even some of these OGs, right? It's got to be peaceful.
Okay.
Put our pride and egos to the side.
Yes.
And I want them to pay for production. I want them to pay for the video as a hang time thing. I got my man Mike on my back. Tone, I think you can make this happen.
I can make that happen, and that's going to be so fun. That's dope, and thank you. Thank you for that. You know what I mean? That's going to be a good look. You know what I'm saying? Thanks.
Right, but I don't think, you know, just talking about we need to make it happen.
That's something we can do as soon as a couple months, or there's something we can plan to do for 317 Day next year too. But
give me the date.
However we want to do it.
Like the date.
Listen, if you really want a date, we need to jump on your 317 Day and make it a serious day. But we don't want to take shine from you and your store, right? Because if we start stepping it up, we might have to knock you out the box with that shine.
Let me tell you something. 317 Day ain't all about napper nothing. It's 317 Day. Yeah. I'm napper nothing every other day. It's about all of us on 317.
No, I respect that. And I appreciate that.
We're gonna do whatever we need to do.
So, Mike, you heard that, right?
It's gonna be fun, Mike.
We're gonna do the cypher. And we're gonna do the collab.
You ready, Mike?
You ready?
I'm ready.
So let me ask you this: poverty sucks.
Poverty sucks.
Did you shelf that?
Nah, hell, no, I ain't shelf it. That's why, and people been, oh man, they been on my top about it. Tone, what's up with the poverty sucks? Where the clothes at? And it's like, Nap or Nothing is getting on my nerves. It got so big, it just takes over.
But don't you think that's so dope that people that were born and raised here could go to a shop and get their staple on a shirt?
Yes.
Right? Like, you know, obviously I'm from Chicago, right? Hands down, I would rock a Nap or Nothing because now I'm like bleeded in half, right?
Yes.
Right? They call me the country boy now when I go home, right? Thanks to you guys, right?
They didn't label you.
Exactly. It's okay.
That's
so
wild.
I'll rock a Nap or Nothing shirt,
Applegate.
right? It's dope for me growing up in the city, south side of Chicago, that at 15 or 16, when we were trying to get fresh, for me to know that there was a store that I could go get something that states Shy or Nothing, I think I'd have all colorways.
I'm motivated by the Chi-Town movement too. So shout out to Chi-Town. I'm talking about they are clowning on a local level. Like, man, this dude got collabs. Oh my God, like.
You talking about Zoe from Fashion Geek?
Man, like I'm so motivated every time I see them, man.
Zoe's a
clowning,
class act. Yeah, he's doing his thing, man.
Man,
Mad
shout out
respect
to everybody,
Zoe.
and not even just him. It's so many other brands out there, and they
Yes.
all a family. They all working together.
I think they're very sharp.
It is the
Yes.
thing there.
Yeah, they're doing their thing.
But it took
salute
time.
to
They
them.
weren't
Good thing.
always working together.
Out the
You know
gate.
what I'm saying? So
But it's working now.
exactly.
All right, so we know we're giving them props, right? Obviously, Chicago's a bigger city. Mad respect to them. They're smart. They're united, right? Why do we degrade Indianapolis like it can't be done here?
It could be done. It's just like I don't.
Hold on, stop. You just said it's just like. I'm sorry, you guys are not giving the city enough credit. The talent in the city.
Nah, I do. I always look at it from the right perspective. That's why I feel like it's going how it's going for me. Like, cause I don't even look at the negative part. I don't even listen to the people that say the support ain't real. I don't even look at that part. Like, I always just focus on the people who do fuck with me, the people who do support me. That's the only thing I can focus on. Like, I don't even see nothing else. Like, I don't even see it. So hopefully it keep working for me this way. You know what I mean? But I think
positivity
I feel like
can be contagious opposed to focus. I mean, whatever you let yourself keep continuously think, that's the way you could go. So,
and I think the hitters do rock with each other. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a slower pace as well. So it took us a while to get to where we at, but it's picking up, and I feel like it's going in an upward trajectory.
Yeah, but I mean, it takes travel, it takes diversity, right?
Yeah.
It takes
Knowledge.
knowledge.
We gotta- yes.
Knowledge,
Yep,
right?
yep, yep,
But
yep.
it pisses me off that there's a lot of brothers that are locked up that I know had mad talent, right?
Oh my goodness.
Exactly. So, I think the city's underachieved, underrated.
Yep.
And you're a prime example, right? I mean, obviously we had B Swift in the last show. It's a local kid, right? And there's a lot of local cats that are underrated here. And I think you personally, and nothing against the OGs, I think you could be an ambassador and you could help pave the way for a lot of these younger guys with the help of the OGs, right?
Yes, sir.
that's why something like the Cypher could be so dope, because that could be like a turning point for even people to see in a visual, like, okay, this is dope video, but we got all of these people from every side of town that all can rap, all making music. So maybe we could look
and
at
I put it on the table
turning
before.
that-
I mean, I don't want to, get with the OGs that passed, but there's a lot of friction and ABC, and I don't want nothing to do with that. I want positive vibes.
Yeah.
It's all about art. It's all about music. I think the city deserves it.
Yeah, we're going to do that. And we're going to keep it going, too. We're going to grow off of that. We're going to use that as a stepping stone for something even doper. You know what I mean?
Nap or Nothing, where do you see it in 5 years?
I see it in different locations. I see it globally. I see...
You need a partner?
I do. I don't never mind partnering with you. I heard it first right here, Whew.
No, we need a print shop, so we need a partner.
I got you.
Yeah.
So
real.
we could joint ventures, right?
Yep.
So Maxie 317, where do you see that in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see him being an artist that is known nationwide. I see him helping other artists from Indianapolis to be successful. I see him guiding his son and going to his son's football games, turned up with the family. Hey, y'all, it's going down. I just see growth. I don't know exactly where I'm gonna be in 5 years, but I know we're gonna be doing something fun and turned up, and I'm still going to be making clothes and making the best music I ever made.
What advice would you give to two pieces of advice to any future artists in regards to music, and then also anybody who wants to be an entrepreneur, who's young and want to do their own thing? And you can answer whichever one you want to do first.
Whatever you're passionate about, go for it as soon as possible.
Yeah, but you know what, Tone? I'm going to stop you on that because my son and I have these conversations, right? And that's the most common answer, right?
Yeah.
Is whatever you're passionate. No, man, give me details, man.
Right.
What's the grind like, right? How did you do it? I get it. You know, you could be passionate. You could be this. No, I told my sons, fuck that. I'm cool. I don't want to hear nothing about no passion. This is what you're going to do, right? So explain to me on the grind side, like, you know, even start maybe cursing it. I'm fasting, right?
Yeah, you
shout out to all my people that are fasting.
Yup,
you know?
shout out to y'all, because it's...
Alhamdulillah, yeah. I mean, listen, Ramadan Kareem to everybody. It's not easy. We're grinding on that. So don't give me this, oh, you got to be passionate.
So help his son now. Help his son not have to just go to college. Go ahead. Let us know.
So give us a breakdown.
I'll tell you something right now, because everybody is not going to believe in what you're passionate about. So I feel you, because I'm going to be in your same footsteps one day.
You are.
Like,
you are.
9 years, you say.
Trying to figure things out for my son, because I don't want him to put all his eggs even in the football basket. Why are you going to do that?
Yeah.
Like, and we like, it's just different things my son could be doing to make money even when you go to college, because that's going to be the biggest network you ever have right in front of you, thousands of people. Facts. You know what I mean? People, you got to use your popularity to your advantages and just everything, you know what I mean? So if you passionate about something, go for it, because if you crash and burn it and don't work, you find something else you're going to be able to do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I knew I was passionate about not working for nobody, being an artist and being independent.
See, that's now you're defining passionate, right?
Yeah, I think you got to start somewhere, and then from there you can dig deeper into what it takes to be successful at something. But you gotta find something that you love, though. Like,
because at some point it was like you were still working and doing all of these things that you're currently doing now, but you were still working a job.
Yep.
But then it finally got to that point where you could separate.
Well, you know, man, I always depended on my hustle hand, you know what I mean? That's why it worked for me now. Like, I sold CDs for a living, my own CDs, like, that helped pay my bills. Like, that's what I believed in. Changing a $5 hustle to a $15 hustle. Give me 15 for this shirt. I know I can do it. I got faith in my hustle hand, and it worked. Like, so I don't know, like, but I got faith in what I'm doing. So like, I feel like I'm gonna get that couple hours out you. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you something. I mean, obviously, you brought up G Fresh.
Yep.
Were you signed to him? Were you signed to his label?
All right, I'm gonna keep it real. I was never signed. You know what I mean? It was more or less like this one I'm rocking with, and we rocked out. We did our thing. He was the first person to ever take me out of town. You know what I mean? First person I ever got on a plane with. You know what I mean? I learned a lot of business from him, even though I was not signed to Monkey Boy.
So exactly, Monkey Boy. There you go. So G Fresh, you out there? Give me a call, man. I'm gonna call you soon. So I think he'll be a good asset to have on the show.
Yep.
It's been a minute since I've seen him, but he's always been a hustler.
Yep, yeah, boss man.
Yep, and then it's mutual respect between me and G.
For sure. For sure.
Mike?
I think, what would you, like I say, the last thing, just what is that piece of advice? Outside of being passionate, like what's one word that you would, want people to know that they have to keep in mind? Is it that consistency word that you said? Be consistent, or people believe in that, or
that's it. But man, it's also like, man, you just gotta find other people, even if they are not exactly like you, even if they not bringing everything to the table.
But positive energy.
Yeah, man. You gotta be around people that can bring something to the table. Motivation. People that's sometimes somebody might be smarter than you in the room. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's just like, cause I don't do everything by myself. I cannot do what I do by myself. Like, it will never happen. So, like, just welcome. Like, you can't welcome everybody to what you do, but you got to have some teammates that help you be successful. He got teammates. You feel me? And then everybody is not going to be around permanently. People are seasonal sometimes, you feel me? People come in your life in seasons for a reason, you feel me? Like, and it ain't nothing wrong with that either. Like, you ain't got to leave on bad terms or nothing like that, you know what I mean? But sometimes it be like that, you know what I mean? And we just got to understand, like, that be like that in life.
Well, Tone, look, we wanted to ask you a million other questions.
Okay.
I really got a lot of love and respect for
Out
you.
the gate.
Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it.
Hopefully we can motivate some of these young cats. You guys heard it. 317 Day. If there's no collab, I'm boycotting Nap or nothing.
Naptown Cypher.
Naptown Cypher.
Big things coming.